Created by James Mitchell. No More Games. Written and read by Craig W. Braddock. Chapter 5. What had Callan been thinking? Naked in a room with a woman he just met. His libido had been instantly killed, and suddenly the weight of a girl on his back seemed immense. Before Callan could see anything else, a man entered the room. Somewhere around 60 to 65, lean, not overly tall, but with neatly combed white hair. His features looked slightly pinched, in a way of features of people who had been malnourished at one point of their lives. Offsetting that was a blue pinstripe suit and a red carnation. His small wire-framed glasses had an alert look, and his accent sounded more Prussian than Bavarian. But the man did not have to speak. Callan knew immediately who he was facing. Bloody hell! Ah, Mr. Callan, it is good to meet you again. Mandy got off Callan and quickly got into the corner to change. Well, if it ain't me old mucker Snell, are you still with a section? I am. You will get dressed, there's a good fellow. I shall wait in the lounge. Snell turned around and almost goose-stepped his way out. Callan looked around and realized Mandy had disappeared too. A few minutes later, Callan was sat on a couch in the lounge and Snell at a dining table. On the table laid various documents. Snell turned around to Callan. The fact Snell was slightly smiling almost sent Callan into a panic. As you know, Callan, I have a record of your full medical and psychological profile, and I hesitate to tell you this, but the fact you succumbed so easily to that woman without doing one piece of work tells me you are not fit anymore mentally, and looking at you, one can barely say physically. She was a very pretty woman, and it had been a long time, Snell interrupted. That woman was not even the prostitute Hunter, Patron, and Nicholas have been seeing. It was a decoy set up just for you. You took the bait, Callan, and now you will do as I say. Now listen to me, mate. Callan was going to get his own back for the years of psychoanalysis Snell had put him through. Snell reached for two files on the desk, one yellow, one red. The yellow one belongs to Mears. The red one belongs to Colonel Chatwell. You know what a red file with your name on it means, Callan? Oh, come on, I'm not falling for that old trick again. You will listen to my proposition, Callan. Callan lit a cigarette, took a long, deep drag, and a slowly timed exhale as Snell continued. We know Mears has given you instructions to kill Agent Joe Nicholas and frame James Patron. We also know your friend Lonely got the gun and the ammo you wanted, because we arranged for Mears to be elsewhere this morning. Lonely is safe back at your flat. Callan could once again feel what was left of his world closing in on him for the kill. Why not just take out Mears yourself? Because it would look a lot better if a former agent who perhaps had a grudge against him did the killing. That's a lie. It's got to be. What's the real reason, Snell? That is all I will tell you. Kill Mears, and you will never hear from the section again. Kill Nicholas, and you'll never hear from anyone. At all. Ever. On your way, Callan. Oh, and do it by tomorrow night. Callan had to assume that conversation had been recorded as well. Snell went to the door and held it open. Callan walked out silently. He marched to the Hackney Road and threw out his arm at the first black cab that went past. Mercifully, the cab pulled over. Callan climbed in and headed back to the Caledonian Road. Unsure what to make of the events of the last hour, Callan's mind began drifting. Again the sound of Russian voices, and the shocking pain of being caned on the soles of the feet made Callan cup his face in his hands. He sobbed softly. One may even have mistook it for praying. Callan opened the doors of the shop and went to check the safe. The cash was still there, but his passport had gone. For a minute, he wondered if Lonely had been got at by someone else other than Mears, and maybe he was responsible for the missing passport. Then he remembered Lonely's bruising, the knocked-out teeth, and the tears. A criminal of Lonely's mentality was incapable of playing both sides, and unexpectedly, Callan felt another tear well up in the corner of his eye. It suddenly occurred to Callan that it was a certainty his living area was also being bugged. Warily, he sat down next to Lonely on the sofa. For once, Lonely looked bathed and polished. A Burton suit and even a Trilby hat had transformed him. Neatly combed grey hair and a used but not worn sheepskin coat hung on the headstand. It'd be nice if you made an effort to stay that way. Thank you, Mr. Callan. I got all your stuff and there was a phone call, Mr. Callan. Yeah. He said his name was James Patrone, and you must meet him at the Prince Monolulu pub at 6 p.m. tonight. Thank you, Lonely. You did very well. Now here's 20 quid. Go to the bookmakers and come back after the last race with your winnings. Go on, get out. Lonely grabbed the money, but this time he felt bold. Yeah, Mr. Callan. You okay? You look worried. You know if there's anything I can do, Mr. Callan. Callan smiled but just pointed to the door. Lonely winked, and Callan was alone with his thoughts. Mears wants me to kill Nicholas and frame Patrone. Snell wants me to kill Mears for Chatwell and let Nicholas live and not frame Patrone. Chatwell, Snell, and presumably Nicholas know Mears' plans. But does Mears know the extent of how much they are onto him? Either way, there's no way to escape. And where did that 20 grand come from? Callan stretched out onto the sofa. He tried to conceal his feelings, for he knew he was almost certainly being watched. He cried again into the arm of a chair. The premonitions were coming thick and fast into Callan's brain. Again, he felt a searing pain on the soles of his feet. Short of breath from the crying, Callan slumped into a sleep.